What's up, guys? I'm Chris with DeVille Magic, and today you're watching a magic review on Bringer of Light by Tom Phoenix. Welcome to the channel and thanks for tuning in. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more reviews. Comment, like the video, and hit that ring that notification bell so that you don't miss a review. Or if you're watching from devillemagic.net, check back each week for a new review. Bringer of Light by Tom Phoenix is available at skywardmagic.com. That's his website. Right now it's $17 on sale. Full price is $25. What is Bringer of Light? I'm going to get to that in a second, but first I want to show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like. This is what you're going to be showing your participant in the end. This is your revelation. It can be customized to whatever you want to reveal. It can be done set up in advance, or it can be performed impromptu on the spot. So in short, Bringer of Light is a mentalism application that allows you to reveal a word, an object, whatever you want in a very visual way. So you show a blank business card, and by putting a flame to the business card, you're gonna get a scorch mark. Okay. Now you're able to reveal whatever you want in that scorch mark. You may be familiar with some of Tom's other work. He released an effect called Black Flame through Penguin Magic. And now this is similar. However, the materials have been upgraded. So now with Bringer of Light, you have control, or more control, I should say, of, I'm not going to call them gimmicks because they're just materials. They can be used on any writing surface that you can perform, or that you can produce a scorch flame on. Scorch mark. Yeah, scorch mark. So unlike Black Flame, this can be done on business cards, which, well, Black Flame could be done on business cards, but that's where you were kind of limited. Business cards, billets, things like that. Whereas this can be done on everything that Black Flame could be performed on. But now, playing cards, glossy surfaces, even things like metal, anything where you can put a scorch mark on, this can be revealed. What's really neat about Bringer of Light is that you can reveal your image or word in two different ways. So you have a light version and a dark version, and that just depends on which material you use to not set things up, because it can be done impromptu, right? But it depends on which material you use. Now, these materials can be found anywhere, right? Big box stores, dollar stores, convenience stores, and they're only going to cost you $1 or $2. You've probably already guessed that this is a download, because they're not going to include the materials needed, since you can pick them up anywhere, right? You're going to learn a gimmicked and a non-gimmicked version, and I'm just using the word gimmicked here just because that's something that we're familiar with. They're not gimmicks, but the ungimmicked version can be used with no materials. And although I think the version used with materials looks better, the ungimmicked version also has a really cool look, because the soot from the scorch mark kind of builds up in areas, and I can't go more into that without tipping methods, but if you purchase this, you're going to understand what I mean. And both have a really cool different look to them. The nice thing about both versions, whether you're using the materials to create the image in the scorch marks or the non-gimmicked version, is they can both be done impromptu, right? So obviously with the materials version, you're going to have to carry something with you, but this can either be done set up in advance where you can force something on the spectator, or it can be done impromptu. And in order to do that, you basically just need to write something on the business card. I usually just write prediction, and you're also doing something secret there that can be done right in front of them, and they don't see what's going on. So it's a really great effect for both setup and impromptu. With this, you're going to start and end clean. And I feel like I'm having a tough time with this review simply because I can't really go into much detail without giving things away. So in doing this, you can do all the dirty work right in front of your spectator, out in the open. You can do it in secret, if that makes sense. But the possibilities are endless. This is a routine on its own, an effect on its own. However, if you do other mentalism routines, this is an awesome way to incorporate that routine and have a super visual revelation that can have an eerie feel to it, but a really magical feel to it. And that's kind of what we're going for, right? Okay, I don't usually read off a script because that doesn't look very good, but the tutorial, there's so many things that are covered in it that I just want to make sure that I mention the majority of them. So it's 35 minutes long. You get history of how this effect came to be, and then the explanation, your basic explanation. Plenty of ideas, alternate handling and alternate materials, impromptu versions taught. I've said that. And then also different forces and a really cool trance idea that people who are interested in hypnosis, I mean, it's not hypnosis, but it has a hypnosis vibe to it because it's in performed, it looks like you have a specific participant underneath a trance and they can see something that the other participants can't. So that's kind of a different effect all on its own. The tutorial is shot over the shoulder. Everything's clear. You can hear everything. Tom goes over complete detail on everything. He gives you a lot more than he has to, right? Because in most tutorials, you're going to get the method and then a routine, right? But Tom goes on to give a lot of different ideas and applications, and just gets your creative flow going. And then there's a billet load explanation that sets you up for a future routine. So I mean, like, you do everything in front of the spectator, you place down your stack of billets, and you're set up for your next mentalism routine. The difficulty on this is really easy. Probably the most work that you're gonna do is learning a mentalism routine and then performing it, doing your best acting or whatever, right? That's going to be the hardest part, not what you have to do to achieve this. Angles are great with this. It's basically angle proof. To the versions that aren't angle proof, you just don't want anybody behind you, but those versions can also be performed using a different method to get your information on the billet or whatever you're using that is angle proof. So you have options here on what method you want to use to achieve the result. Setup and reset. Like I said, setup is not necessary. If it's a routine where you want to force something and you want to set something up in advance, it only takes as long as it takes you to write something on a billet. There are no arts and crafts other than picking up the materials that you need to perform this effect. You probably already have them at home. Everything can be fully inspected. In some cases before and after, in other cases only after, but you end clean in all versions. So in the end, you give them the business card. It's inspected. They can keep it. Your pocket space is basically nothing. I mean, if you're going to be performing this a lot, whatever you want to use to write on, if it's a stack of business cards, then you're carrying a stack of business cards. However, this can be done completely impromptu with nothing in your pockets. If you want to be guaranteed that you're able to perform this somewhere, then you're going to want to carry a lighter, you're going to want to carry a business card, and you're going to want to carry the material used to achieve this. Or if you're doing the ungimmicked version, you don't need the material, but you obviously need something to write on, or not write on, but you need something to put a scorch mark on, and you need a lighter. So with that said, all of this can be borrowed. You can be carrying absolutely nothing, but if you want to perform it for sure, carry a lighter, carry a business card, and I'd carry the material that used to achieve one of the two, light or dark, revelations. Is it worth your money? $17, $25, whether you get it on sale or you get it at full price. I'd say it's worth your money. Black Flame got a ton of good reviews, and this is the upgraded version. You know, it allows so many more possibilities with what you're using. And this is definitely a worker too, because you perform the effect, you leave them with a story to tell and all your information if you're using a business card. So now they can call you for their next event. So some of the positives, this is really easy to do. It's a great revelation to any mentalism routine you already do. The methods or the gimmicks are very, very common. You probably already have them and they're super cheap. So that's great. Positives, it's impromptu. It's, you know, I like the fact that you can basically do this propless. That is a huge seller for me. And then on top of that, another huge positive is, like I mentioned in the tutorial, you're not just getting the method and a routine, you're getting so much more. You're getting 35 minutes of Tom going over a whole bunch of different subtleties, applications, different mentalism information. You know, overall it's really good. It's kind of like you get this effect, and then you get a whole bunch of other mentalism information as an added bonus. So, you know, a bunch of different positives for your money here. There are no negatives, you know. Okay, so that is my full review on Bringer of Light by Tom Phoenix. I know that this review was kind of all over the place. It was difficult or challenging to do without tipping methods, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to expose anything here. So if you liked Black Flame, if you had purchased Black Flame, this is definitely something that you should purchase. And even if you haven't, if you want to do a really cool revelation for any mentalism routine you already do, especially one that leaves your spectator with all your information, then this is definitely for you. If you perform any mentalism, if you work any events, this is for you. Go check it out. You're getting more than it's worth, you know, and I don't think that you're going to be disappointed, not in the least. So thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around. Check out some of my other reviews and check back for a new review soon.